Bitcoin does not care who holds it. Bitcoin does not care who's investing in it. Bitcoin does not care who the president is. Bitcoin simply continues to produce block after block after block of transactions. It is doing what it is designed to do. If we go back to 2020, you can see that going into early November, Bitcoin was trading around $15,000. By March of 2021, 5 months later, Bitcoin had gone from $15,000 to over $60,000. That is a massive appreciation in just 5 short months. I believe that we are going to see a similar run. It may not be hundreds of percent because Bitcoin, the asset and the market cap are much larger now. But I do believe that Bitcoin is going to get a very strong bid going into the end of the year and into Q1 of 2025.
Pompliano begins by explaining that when options are introduced for Bitcoin ETFs, it will give investors the opportunity to go leveraged long, which basically means they'll have the ability to make larger, more aggressive bets on Bitcoin's price. He points out that a lot of Wall Street is drawn to Bitcoin's high volatility and potential for rapid gains, but because ETFs trade on traditional stock market hours, these investors miss out on the 24/7 trading that Bitcoin offers. So, when Bitcoin's price jumps over the weekend, Wall Street arrives late, and they scramble to catch up when the market reopens. Pompliano goes further, emphasizing Bitcoin's resilience as an asset that operates around the clock, unaffected by market closures or who's in office. And with central banks loosening interest rates and global money supply growing, he sees these factors as rocket fuel for Bitcoin's next big move. Just like in 2020 to 2021, when Bitcoin tripled in value within 5 months, Pompliano anticipates a similar, though likely less dramatic, surge into 2025. Please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more content like this. You can also explore our other videos on cryptocurrencies and the overall digital asset space. Drop your comments and observations in the comments section below. Everything you do helps with the YouTube algorithm and greatly supports the channel's growth. Thank you, and enjoy the video.
Memes are the narrative in today's world, and Bitcoin is the world's greatest meme. It is a story that resonates with billions of people around the world. It is a meme that has virality, that once you buy Bitcoin, you join Bitcoin's marketing team. You go and you tell your friends. And there is no greater marketing campaign for Bitcoin than when the price goes up. And so Bitcoin going to $82,000 and having so many people that now hold Bitcoin, those people will go and tell their friends. The beauty of all-time highs is that every single person who has ever bought Bitcoin and held it to today is now in profit. They have a positive story to share with friends. One of those times that they are going to share that story with their friends is at Thanksgiving. This is a highly underrated point in the market. When you have people who go and they're at work or at school and they come back home and then they mix with all of their old friends, their family, and others, that is one of the most viral word-of-mouth moments in American culture. People talk about the things they're interested in at Thanksgiving. They see people that they haven't seen in a long time. And so sometimes consumer apps, they end up accelerating in growth during Thanksgiving. But Bitcoin is the same thing. We've all had conversations with our friends during the holidays. There are people who don't know anything about Bitcoin. There are people who know that you're into Bitcoin and they want to learn more. Or there are people who may hold Bitcoin and they simply want to understand where you think the price is going. But going into the holidays with Bitcoin running higher means that this will be a conversation that families and friends are having, that word of mouth will spread. As word of mouth spreads, it will lead to more capital flowing in. Now, don't forget that on top of all of this, which is quite bullish, we also have the Bitcoin ETF options, which should be coming live here in the next couple of weeks. My guess is that there's a lot of people on Wall Street who see the volatility of Bitcoin and they say to themselves, I want to be extra long that asset. Now, what's fascinating about the Bitcoin market and Wall Street is that while Bitcoin was running all weekend long, it was going up thousands of dollars per coin. Wall Street was sitting on the sideline. If you can only invest via the ETF, that means that you are susceptible to the hours of operations of the stock market. And so, since the market closed on Friday, investors were not able to invest again until Monday. There was a massive dislocation, Bitcoin's price was much higher, and so those investors walked into their offices on Monday morning, scrambling to try to catch up and buy more Bitcoin. That is the beauty of having an asset that trades 24/7, 365 days a year. Bitcoin does not care who holds it. Bitcoin does not care who's investing in it. Bitcoin does not care who the president is. Bitcoin simply continues to produce block after block after block of transactions. It is doing what it is designed to do. Remember, we had the Bitcoin halving in 2024. We had that supply shock. That supply shock meant 50% less Bitcoin coming into the market on a daily basis. But now we are starting to feel the effects of the demand shock. Wall Street is at the gate. They are pounding on the gate and they want more Bitcoin. Whether it is public companies buying Bitcoin, whether it is BlackRock, Fidelity, Bitwise, and others trying to suck up as much Bitcoin as they can into their ETFs, or it is traders trying to trade around this asset, capital and Bitcoin are going to find each other because Bitcoin is a macro asset that is highly sensitive to interest rates getting cut and the money supply growing. And if we are in an environment like we are today, where Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve have now done 2 interest rate cuts of 75 total basis points and likely to do another 25 in December, that means that cheap capital is coming into the market. Add in the fact that China is also stimulating their economy and M2 global money supply is expanding. These conditions are rocket fuel for Bitcoin. My expectation is that we can look at 2020 and 2021 as a blueprint for what is going to happen. I promised you that I was going to tell you what my view of this market is, and here we go. If we go back to 2020, you can see that going into early November, Bitcoin was trading around $15,000. By March of 2021, 5 months later, Bitcoin had gone from $15,000 to over $60,000. That is a massive appreciation in just 5 short months. I believe that we are going to see a similar run. It may not be hundreds of percent because Bitcoin, the asset and the market cap are much larger now. But I do believe that Bitcoin is going to get a very strong bid going into the end of the year and into Q1 of 2025. There are too many institutions, too many nation states, and too many individuals who now are participating in the global accumulation race. They all want Bitcoin, but there's only 21 million that will ever be available. If you also take into account how many have been lost, there's even less available for people in the market. Then add in the fact that 2 out of every 3 Bitcoin have not moved in the last year, and 1 out of every 2 Bitcoin has not moved in the last 2 years. Bitcoiners who are holding the asset do not want to sell. And so you have a small pool of only a couple million Bitcoin that are actually available in the circulating supply. With all this new capital coming in, I expect Bitcoin to continue on the current trend. Sideways summer is over. We have broken out of the hibernation and Bitcoin is on the move. When Bitcoin moves, the world pays attention, and that's exactly what we're seeing now.
Pompliano ended by saying that Bitcoin, moving through these intense market dynamics, is once again capturing the world's attention. As global capital flows into the limited Bitcoin supply and more people recognize its value, this could very well be the beginning of another bullish cycle. With supply shocks in place, interest from institutional and retail investors, and growing conversations around the holidays, Bitcoin is set to remain a central topic in the financial world through the months ahead. Please like and subscribe to my channel.